Hello, everybody. It's Daniel here, and welcome to Emotional English Podcast, the podcast where you learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, filled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everybody. Another day, another chance to learn English, and today I've prepared for you guys another English club, reading club, where we will read the Alchemist book and learn English together. The main idea of this episode is to naturally learn English while we are reading the text. So, and you know that we have started the Alchemist book a long time ago, and we're still doing this. Again, the idea of this episode is not to finish the book ASAP, but to read and learn about life and to expand our horizons in vocabulary, right? Learn something new and know how to use it. While I'm reading this story, I'm not just reading the text very fast. I'm reading very slow. And next, I'm doing some concentration. I'm focusing at some vocabulary and maybe making the story up about myself. So if I see something interesting, I connect the context of the book with my own life. And by these pictures, we memorize info from this story much more effectively. And we learn the words and we connect them with real life. That's how it works. And I will try to do my best to be very emotional today, to be very focused. I will not read very fast. So for you, if you're a pre-intermediate listener or intermediate listener, you will feel very comfortable with my language. All right? So hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed yet to our podcast, please do it ASAP. We have a Telegram group as well, so search for Emotional English on Telegram. We have a YouTube channel. We have a VK channel. So just find Emotional English where it's comfortable for you and listen or watch our podcast, whatever you listening or watching us. Okay. Let's start our podcast with a little introduction. Do you remember how the last episode had finished? It was the story when the old man, has sat on the bench and the shepherd and the man, they had discussed something, right? They had discussed some point about the book, right? And this discussion kind of continues in this episode. And we go a little bit deeper into this discussion now. And we now understand who is this guy. We will learn who is this guy and why is he staying or speaking with our shepherd. Okay, so let's go. Let's dive in together. And if we see something interesting, if I see something hard, of course, I will make a stop and I will go together with you to understand what it means, right? Give you extra examples to understand. Okay, so let's start from our last paragraph. So we finished at the idea that the shepherd thinks that this man is a gypsy, as the fortune teller lady earlier. And now the story continues. But before the boy could say anything, the old man leaned over, picked up a stick, and began to write in the sand of the plaza. Okay, what happened? The boy was kind of shocked, right? What's going on? The old man leaned over, picked up the stick. What is leaned over, you can say, right? It's a good, nice question, right? When you're leaning over, you're kind of going through somewhere and you're trying to pick it up, right? So the man, he leaned over, he picked up the stick. He was kind of walking to the stick, picked it up, and he began to write in the sand, right? He wanted to deliver the message. It's quite interesting why he's doing this, right? Let's continue reading. Something bright reflected from his chest with such intensity that the boy was momentarily blinded. So the old man had a chest, right? And it's not the chest like the chest like a box, right? Like a treasure chest. No, it's not that chest. It's the chest area of your body. So this is your chest area where your, let's say where the ladies have boobies and where the man has a chest, right? That's like a part of your body, right? In the middle of your body. So that's your chest. And something bright reflected from the chest. And the boy, he couldn't see anything, right? The intensity of that light was so powerful that the boy was momentarily blinded. What does it mean when you're blinded? You cannot see because of the light. You're blind. Blind people, they cannot see the world at all. But the boy was blinded, so he couldn't see for a moment because there was a big light, right? Powerful, intensity, very big intensity light from the chest, right? So that would happen, and it happened momentarily, right? In a moment. Here you go. So, with a movement that was too quick for someone his age, the man covered whatever it was with his cape. When his vision returned to normal, the boy was able to read what the old man had written in the sand. I kind of marked the word cape because some people, they don't know what it is. It's the part of your clothing. You know what is a hoodie? So why people call hoodie a hoodie? Because it has a hood on the top of your head, right? If it's raining, you can use your hood to cover yourself from the rain. So the cape has the same idea, but the cape has the idea of protection from rain and to cover yourself from the wind. So that's the idea of the cape. And sometimes capes are pretty cool looking. If you play some computer games, for example, Assassin's Creed or something else, or Skyrim, capes are pretty popular. So it helps you, it gives you some protection, right, from some scenarios. So the cape is like a hoodie, but the material is a little bit thinner and it protects you from the sun, from the wind, from the rain, right? So the material is pretty good. Anyway, the man, he was kind of moving pretty quickly. The boy was kind of shocked, right? He couldn't see anything, but maybe he heard of it or whatever. And then his vision became normal, right? It returned to normal. The shepherd's vision became to normal. And the boy was able to read what the old man had written in the sand. Remember the old man, he had picked up the stick. What did he do with the stick? He used the stick. Stick is like a little branch from the tree, like a wooden little piece of wood, right? Wooden little piece of wood. Oh my goodness. So it's a little piece of wood, like a pen, right? He used it as a pen to write things down in the sand. So that's what he had done. And the boy, after blindness, could see the message in the sand. Okay, I think it's pretty understandable now. Let's go next further to the text. There in the sand of Plaza of that small city, the boy read the names of his father, of his mother, and the name of the seminary he had attended. So there was a message there, right? Mommy, daddy's names, kind of weird why the man knows about it, right? He knew everything about him. That's kind of creepy. So he read the name of the merchant's daughter, which he hadn't ever even known. And he read things he had never told anyone. Okay, so who read the name of the merchant's daughter? The boy. He was, again, kind of shocked because all the details in the sand and where this guy got all that info. He was confused, very confused, right? And the man continued. You know what did he say? He said something like this. I'm the King of Salem. The old man had said, I'm the King of Salem. It's the king. It was the king. It was not a gypsy, right? It was a king. Why would a king be talking with a shepherd? The boy asked, awed and embarrassed. Okay, beautiful phrase. So why would a king be talking with a shepherd? And this is a pretty normal question. Why the king wants to talk to the shepherd, right? And the boy awed. What does it mean when you awing? Awing moment is like when you are, kind of shocked, shocking expression, right? Emotional expression when you're like, oh my God, what's going on? You awing, right? It's a awe moment, right? You describe it as an adjective or you can use it as a verb, awed. The man awed. The boy awed, right? And the boy was embarrassed. He felt not very good. He had a red face because he didn't expect that the gypsy became a king, right? Would become a king. That's the point. He was embarrassed. He was kind of odd. Who was odd? Who was embarrassed? The shepherd or the old man? The shepherd. The shepherd was kind of odd, embarrassed because he didn't expect that old man he talked to was the King of Salem, right? That's kind of crazy. Okay, and next, the king, let's call him the king now. The king continued his speech. He said, for several reasons I spoke to you, Mr. Shepherd, right? Boy shepherd. For several reasons. But let's say that the most important is that you have succeeded in discovering your destiny. And that's a beautiful phrase, what I want to comment. What is destiny? Destiny is something like a goal of life, is what you follow and achieve, what you want to follow and you want to achieve. Is learning English your destiny? Probably not. It's your goal, but not destiny. Destiny is bigger than your goal. It's the goal of life. If you have destiny, it's really good. If you understand what is your destiny, what do you want to achieve, right? But if you don't have destiny, as a long time ago, I didn't understand what do I want? I didn't know what to do about it. And I was looking for my destiny. I was searching for destiny. And the same, the king is saying here. He said, look, there are several reasons why do I speak to you. And first, most important thing is that you have succeeded in discovering your destiny. So the shepherd has found his destiny. And this is beautiful because we all need to find our own destiny. You can ask me, Danilo, what is your destiny? In my opinion, my destiny in this life is to teach people things, what I know. And English is one of these things, right? Another destiny is to create my own family and to create a good relationship inside of my own family, to create the philosophy of life that is pretty successful, right? I want my successful family to live in peace together. That's the idea. Anyway, it's a destiny. The boy didn't know what a person's destiny was, right? It's happened with some shepherds, right? Because they're not that educated. Our shepherd had finished seminary, but anyway, it's not enough to understand what is your destiny, right? He thought he didn't discover the destiny yet. So the boy didn't know what a person's destiny was. It's what you have always wanted to accomplish, the king said. Everyone, when they are young, knows what their destiny is. Okay, that's a beautiful statement. Is it true? When we're young, I think we understand something we want, but sometimes we don't know why do we want this, right? And I cannot say that it's a true destiny. It can be a lie. It can be a manipulation, right? It can be someone's goal that we can call a destiny. I would quite disagree here because when we're young, we don't know anything about us. But there is a point of idea, or there is a point that if you have the destiny when you're young, when you understand, okay, that's what I want to do. This is the truth. But in my life, I think it was all nonsense, and I didn't face my destiny when I was young. I didn't understand what is my destiny. And that's why I was struggling a lot while I had been living until the age of 25, 28, for real. That was a pretty hard and harsh time for me because I didn't find my destiny yet. And then I had found. So it's what you have always wanted to accomplish, right? The king is commenting what is a destiny. It's what you have always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they are young, knows what their destiny is, right? So accomplishing something, it's the same as achieving something. It's the same as getting something you want. And we continue the reading. At that point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They're not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything they would like to see happen to them in their lives. Yeah. So what is a yearn, right? That's a good question, by the way. So when you're yearning, you're kind of feeling that something, that something is what you want, that something is connected to you somehow, right? And to yearn means to want something so much, right? So in this case, they are not afraid to dream, the kids, right? They have clear understanding that everything is possible, but because we don't have biases yet, right? Do you know what is a bias? Bias is an idea that is programmed inside of your mind, right? So the government gives us some biases. Our mentality gives us some biases. In this case, we're scared to dream, right? But when we're kids, kids are not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything you want liked to see or happen, right? You want to achieve it. You want to go for it. And you just don't care about the consequences because you're brave, because you just have full understanding, right? So here you go. That's what yearning is, right? You just getting it because you want it, right? So you yearning for something, some people say, right? Longing for something, right? It's a feeling of longing for something. It's connection, right? Okay, but as the time passes, the king continues, a mysterious force begins to convince them that it will be impossible for them to realize their destiny. Yeah. So while we're growing up, right, we're changing our philosophy of life and we start to think that something is wrong, something is right. We're becoming more skeptical. And that's the logical transformation of our mind. We stop to believe that something is working. We start to believe that something is different. And that's how our mind, is working in general. In general, it works like that, right? That's what happened. And the king continues. The time passes. This mysterious force begins to convince the kids that it will be impossible for kids to realize their destiny, right? And you can ask me, what is convincing? When something like a supernatural force start to convince you you're not right, you're not good enough, you're becoming an imposter, it's a psychological issue that the life gives you, right? You stop believing in yourself. You're losing your self-awareness, your confidence, right? You're losing it because of this supernatural power, or just how we call life, right? Life teaches us lessons and we stop believing in some ideas and concepts. We reject them because life convinced us that the law of attraction doesn't work, right? I remember when I had watched the film, it's called The Secret, and I was in love with the concept that our thoughts attract different ideas and material object to our life. And it was true. I checked it in my own life and I found some proofs in yogi books, right? So many yogis say that it is true that our mind is very powerful and it can control the material objects in real life. But again, the life surround, the science convince us that it doesn't work, and you're kind of slowing down. You stop believing things because of because someone convinced you that something is different, right? Many people believe that it's very hard to learn the language. But I'm trying to convince you that it's very possible. It's very natural to learn the language automatically. You're not pushing yourself too hard. You're shadowing, you're listening, you're trying to understand what's going on. And your language expands automatically without like extra pushes, right? What people see when they're working with books, when they're getting tired, where they're getting just sick of the information and lessons they're having in their schools. It just happened. And to relax, that's what I want to convince you. Watch the information you like, relax, and the language automatically will come to you, right? That's my convincing action, right? Okay, but what the king said naturally, he said that, yeah, the life convinced you that something is different and you believed it. And that would happen with everyone, right? So, and people forget their destinies and they stop believing that they do have a destiny and they start believing nonsense, right? None of what the old man was saying made much sense to the boy. And it's obvious because the boy just doesn't understand anything. He was just he was just a gypsy couple minutes ago, and now this guy is a king and he's like a fortune teller. He explained him some concepts, right? He explained already, and yeah, that's what's going on. But he wanted to know what the mysterious force was. The boy wanted to know, what is the mysterious force you're talking of, right? And the merchant's daughter would be impressed when he would tell her about that. Yeah, he wanted to hit the bird with one stone, hit two birds with one stone, right? So it's a good idiom because he wanted to hit two goals at the same time, right? He wanted to learn something and deliver this message to the merchant's daughter to attract her to himself, right? It is a smart move from the man. Let's continue to read. It's a force. King continues to describe what is this supernatural, mysterious force, right? It's a force that appears to be negative, but actually shows you how to realize your destiny. So he tries to explain that this force, this universal force, actually negative, what people believe it's pretty negative, appears, it is kind of negative, but this negative power kind of show you how to realize your destiny, okay? People call it experience, right? That the God gives us. It depends. Do you believe in God or not? But that's the point. It prepares your spirit and your will become, there is one great truth on the planet. Whoever you are or whatever it is that you do, when you really want something, it's because the desire originated in the soul of the universe. It's a beautiful phrase. But let's dive into some vocabulary here. We had seen two beautiful words here, soul and spirit. What is a spirit? Spirit, it's not your body. It's something that inside of your body. Science says that there is no spirit, there is no soul. But actually, spirit and soul, it's pretty the same thing, right? And this idea, the idea of this paragraph is pretty simple and pretty interesting. So we have the idea that the force that appears to be negative actually shows us to realize our destiny. And this force, this beautiful like energy teaches us how to let's say, understand the great truth of this planet. Whoever you are, whatever you do, when you really want something, it's because this idea had been created in your soul of the universe, right? Not you. Okay, I will try to reinterpret this. When you want something, first, it's not you want this. It's the universe want it from you. And you know, when I had been studying at the philosophy school, I learned one important idea that if you have this idea of your life, hey, let's just live life the fullest and enjoy life. It's a good perspective, but not for everybody. And I understood that it's not the concept for me. I realized it's not what I want from life. It's what the life wants from me. Okay. And this beautiful idea kind of hit me a lot and pretty deeply. And I started my transformation, and I became the person who is asking this question a lot of times in my life. So is it what I want, or is it the world wants from me? What is the world wants from me here and now? It's not what I want from the world. It's what the world wants from me, right? So I see that my iPhone is kind of dying, guys. I'm sorry about that. And we can finish our today's little reading episode from at this point, okay? I hope it was pretty interesting and nice. So if you want to continue learning English with me privately, you can do it and just go to our website, danilabondarenko.ru. Sign up for the free tryout lesson. We do have a conversation club. We don't have it right now during the summer, but I'm planning to restart it during the autumn, during the fall. So just join the group and write me down. I want to be in the conversation club every Sunday. And I will add you to the group where we have the chat and where you have a chance to speak with others and to see the upcoming events, right? I think that's all for today. So if you guys want to continue learning English with us, continue with this podcast. We will have many episodes. I try to post new episodes every week, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Thank you all, and have a beautiful day. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.